Okay, so we all know that in any team, you've got people who push for speed and people who are all about the big picture strategy. But today, we're going to talk about a different pair, a quiet duo that's often overlooked, but they're the ones who keep the team, well, alive.
That's a pretty powerful idea, isn't it? This isn't about the loudest person in the room or the superstar performer. Nope, this is about the subtle, absolutely vital forces of watchfulness and connection. They're the real lifeblood of any team that can actually weather a storm. So, to get our heads around this, we're going to use two profiles inspired by the animal kingdom, the meerkat and the otter. Think of the meerkat as the one who's always watching, constantly scanning the horizon for any sign of trouble. And the otter is always connecting, weaving that social fabric that lets a team move and adapt like a single unit.
All right, let's really dig in and break down who these people are and what makes them so darn indispensable.
First up, the meerkat. This person is your team's human early warning system. They might not have risk management in their job title, but they've got this incredible built-in radar for spotting problems early. They notice those small tensions before they blow up and see the danger in a detail that everyone else just breezes past. So how can you spot a meerkat in the wild, so to speak? Well, think about your own team. Who's the one always asking, wait, have we thought about what happens next? Who's the one who notices a weird pattern in customer feedback or can just sense when a colleague is getting close to burning out? That's your meerkat. And then you've got the otter. The otter is the team's social glue, the emotional architect. These are the people who bring a bit of lightness and humor and connection, especially when things get stressful or when you're going through a big change. They're not just the funny one. They are literally emotional regulators who keep the team fluid and moving forward. You know, otters are the social engineers of the team. They're the ones who make sure the new person feels like part of the group from day one. They can take some complicated new software and just explain it in a way that makes sense. They have a knack for turning a really tense, heavy meeting into a session where people actually work together. But here's the thing. Here's the problem. For all the incredible value they bring, these two types of people are so often misunderstood and, honestly, mismanaged. This is where it gets frustrating. A meerkat's vital warnings are often just brushed off. They're labeled as being negative or too anxious. Their vigilance gets mistaken for resistance. And the otter's critical social work? Oh, that gets called not serious or just a nice to have, as if team morale and cohesion aren't directly tied to business results.
So, when we slap these labels on them and we ignore their contributions, what do you think happens to the team?
Well, the consequences are actually pretty severe. The meerkat gets tired of being ignored, so they just stop speaking up. They burn out or they leave. And just like that, your early warning system is gone. The otter, feeling unappreciated, pulls back, and the team gets colder, more divided, and way less resilient.
But, and this is a really big but, it doesn't have to be this way at all. When you actually understand and empower this duo, something amazing happens. They create this powerful, balanced state for the whole team.
And that state is called vigilant fluidity. It's the perfect blend of the meerkat's awareness and the otter's adaptability. It's the ability to see danger coming and have the social connection to navigate it together without panicking.
I love this little dialogue because it sums it up perfectly. The meerkat sounds the alarm. That's the crucial foresight. Then the otter steps in and translates that warning into calm, collective action, making sure the team sticks together and moves forward. One provides the what, and the other provides the how. I mean, just think about the alternative for a second. A team of only meerkats. They become totally paralyzed by anxiety. They see every single risk, but they can't make a move. A team of only otters? They've got fantastic energy, but they're flying completely blind, about to run right off a cliff they never saw coming. You absolutely need both to survive.
Okay, this all makes sense in theory, right? But how can you, as a leader, actually harness the power of this duo in the real world? Let's get into the action plan. For your meerkats, you've got to make their role official. Stop seeing their insights as just a personality quirk and start treating it like a core function. Actively go to them and ask, what are we missing here? You have to protect them when other people call them negative. And remember, carrying all that weight is stressful, so you've got to support them. And for your otters, you have to acknowledge that what they do is real work. Building trust and helping people through change has immense value. You need to protect their energy because they often become the emotional sponge for the whole team. And you need to use their skills.
Get them involved in translating big, scary corporate announcements into something human that people can actually get behind.
Now, to really make this work, you've got to get them working together. Pair them up on important projects. The Meerkat will ask, what could go wrong? And the Otter will ask, how will we help everyone adapt? Create little monthly check-ins to ask those two exact questions. And start mapping these talents, your sentinels, and your social bridges so you don't accidentally let them slip away.
So, that brings us to you. I have a really simple piece of homework that will help you put all this into practice.
First, just take a minute and really think. Who are your Meerkats? Who on your team consistently brings up potential problems or notices those subtle changes that fly right by everyone else? Get their names down.
Okay, now do the exact same thing for your Otters. Who's the person that makes new people feel at home? Who's the one that can break the tension and help the team navigate a rough patch with a bit of grace? Write their names down too.
And now for the last and most important question. Look at those names and ask yourself, honestly, do these people feel seen and valued for these specific strengths? Or have you been taking what they do for granted, just letting them carry these huge responsibilities in the shadows, totally unacknowledged and unsupported?
Because that right there is the ultimate question for any leader. It's not just about finding your rock stars or your top performers. It's about consciously nurturing and protecting this quiet, powerful duo. Because they are the ones who will truly keep your team resilient, adaptable, and alive. Thanks for tuning in.